Namaste Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Grim, Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarine. So today we'll see verse number 3 of chapter 6. Yoga. Arurukshor Muner Yogam Karma Karanamuchyate Yoga Rudasya Tasyeva Shama Karanamuchyate Arurukshor Muner Yogam Karma Karana Uchyate Yoga Rudhasya Tasyeva Shama Karana Uchyate. Please stand.
आरुरुक्षोर्मुनिर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव समः कारणम् उच्यते
आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्मकरणम् उच्यते योगरुद्धस्य तस्यैव समाकरणम् उच्यते.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. So let's see translation and purport. For one who is a neophyte in the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for whom who is already elevated to yoga, cessation of material activities is said to be the means. Purport. The purpose of linking oneself with the Supreme, the process of linking oneself with the Supreme is called yoga. It may be compared to a ladder for attaining the topmost spiritual realization. This ladder begins from the lowest material condition of the living entity and rises up to the perfect self-realization in pure spiritual life. According to the various elevations, different parts of the ladder are known by different names. But all in all, the complete ladder is called yoga and may be divided into three parts, namely Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. The beginning of the ladder is called Yoga Rurukshu stage, and the highest rung is called Yoga Rudh. Concerning the Eightfold Yoga system, attempts in the beginning to enter the meditation through regulative principles of life and practice the different sitting postures, which are more or less bodily exercises, are considered fruitive material activities. All such activities lead to achieving perfect mental equilibrium to control the senses. When one is accomplished in practice of meditation, he ceases all disturbing mental activities. The Krishna conscious person, however, is situated from the beginning on the platform of meditation because he always thinks of Krishna. Being constantly engaged in the service of Krishna, he is considered to have ceased all material activities. So Krishna giving explanation about the Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. And before he explains the exact process of doing, how to execute the Ashtanga Yoga practice, he is giving background, who can do Ashtanga Yoga, what is the qualification. So here Krishna said, Aru Ruksho. So there are two stages mentioned here, right? Aru Ruksho and Yoga Rudh. So Aru Ruksho is the beginning stage, and yoga rud, arud means conquering or sitting, and so yoga rud, so who is already sitting in yoga, that is the highest stage. And one moves from aruruksha stage to the yoga rud stage, and in ashtanga yoga there are 8 processes, right? So yama, niyama, pranayama, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So the aruruksha stage is the beginning. So for one who is in the lowest stage, or aruruksha stage, karma karana uchyate. So he should not directly give up his karma, but he should do his karma, because karma karana means the means, or the way, or the process. So by doing the karma yoga, the aruruksha person gets purified. So these 4 stages, the beginning of the 4 stages, right? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. So these 4 stages are called the beginning stages. So you follow yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. So this we can do along with our karma. So we continue to do our karma, and along with our karma, we practice these 4 stages. So the Srila Prabhupada mentions that beginning to enter meditation through regulative principles of life and practice different sitting postures. So this is like we follow the yama, we follow the niyama, we asana, we sit in different postures, and then we do pranayama. We try to focus to attain the mental equilibrium. So these 4 stages are the aruruksha stage. And then Krishna says, Yoga Rud Tasseva Shama Karana Muchyate. The person who is already attained the stage of yoga, or higher stage of Ashtanga Yoga, for him there is no need to do the material activities, because he has already conquered the desires, or control the senses. So this is actually the stage, like when we say the like last verse, Krishna said that what is sannyas? Sannyas means actually giving up the results, karma phala, results of the activities. That is actually the sannyas. So a person doing the karma yoga, he is also doing sannyasi if he is not attached to the results. So what about the persons? Because there is physically, we see the sannyasis, right, who are only engaged in the who don't do any activities for material benefits, but they are engaged only for the, like, preaching or teaching of Krishna consciousness or other spiritual activities. That is their main activity. So that is sannyas. So those are yoga rude, because they have already conquered desires. So for them, they no need to do the activities which have the material benefits. So we cannot say that uh, I am already at the yoga root stage, so I will quit. No, how we can know in what stage we are? Krishna will also explain that who is in the yoga root stage, who can give up. It's not that we all are in that state. So prematurely giving up the karma does not lead to the success of sannyas. It gives more problems. So till we reach the stage of pratyahar, we should do our karma, and we try to purify ourselves, uh, try to meditate, try to see how our mind is wandering, how our desires are coming up. And here uh, Srila Prabhupada mentions he ceases all disturbing mental activities. When we do the meditation, we can understand how our uh, mind comes up with different desires at every second. And if we don't meditate, we actually get carried away by all these desires. But if we practice yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, or pranayam, then slowly by meditation we can understand that our mind is actually causing us to entangle in this world, and so we try to control the mental activity. So we don't get disturbed by the mental activity. So even if we have anger, joy, emotions, we don't get disturbed by that. happiness is also disturbance in a way, because happiness also you go with the mind, because all these activities or emotions are at the mental level. So even if you are sad or you are happy, both, if we succumb to any one of that, actually we are succumbing to the mental activities. So we have to get around beyond this both as suffering or sadness and happiness. That is called equilibrium. We don't get disturbed by anything. So here Krishna is telling that persons who are actually in the sannyas order of life, they can give shama karana uchyate, so they can give up the material activities because they don't get disturbed by the karma phala. Hmm. So they have the equilibrium of mind where they can focus on the spiritual things only. Hmm. So Krishna is slowly giving us the background who to understand what stage we are. If we really want to practice the Ashtanga Yoga, it's not that we directly give up the activities and just go to forest and start doing yoga. We cannot do that because we still have to get purified. Purified means we have to observe our own desires and we have to align those desires to the Supreme or give up those desires itself, or running behind the desires, then only. So Krishna is slowly giving the qualification of the person who can really go to the yoga rule, who is in the yoga rule stage, and who can actually give up the material activities. So Krishna in the next verse will give more details um, about understanding the stage and how we can know which stage we are and if we are on the correct path or we are giving up the activities. So we can see that all these activities is to control the mind. And Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that a person who is already working or getting engaged in the Krishna consciousness activities is already in the meditation. Why? Because he also already has one pointed focus on Krishna and he only thinks of how he can engage himself and his body and senses and mind and his ability to speak, hear, everything for Krishna. So by that one pointed focus on Krishna, that person is already into meditation. So for if you are practicing bhakti yoga seriously in a higher stage, where you don't get disturbed by the mental activities, then you are already in meditation. So we have to not prematurely assume our situation or our stage that we are at a higher stage, and then we cannot actually go or progress. But honestly, if we can judge our own status or stage in the yoga, then actually we can make the progress. So how to understand our stage, that Krishna will tell in the next shlokas before he actually explains the Ashtanga Yoga process. So that we'll continue to see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to add anything? Okay, so let's see tomorrow what Krishna tells. And that may help us to understand our um, own stage or status. And based on that, we can actually decide what is best for us to actually make real progress in the spiritual path. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.